Since the subject is animals, it makes sense to go first to our favorite continent, Africa. Four places here are special for us. The Virunga Mountains, home to the mountain gorilla. Ethiopia, for both its unusual animals and culture. Madagascar, the only place in the world to find lemurs. The Luangwa Valley, the way I imagined Africa used to be. The Virunga Mountains are located on the border of Uganda, Rwanda, and the Congo. Each country has a national park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Congo's Virunga National Park is listed as endangered by UNESCO due to ongoing civil war. In 2008, we visited the windy impenetrable forest in Uganda. The approach was a long, steady up, accompanied by a ranger, porters, and armed guards. Finally, we get to the park boundary. Farmers have cleared right up to the park. In the forest, we catch up to our trackers who've located the gorillas. And there's our first gorilla, just feet away. The silverback eyes us, then goes back to his favorite vegetation. The group retreats up the hill, and our trackers cut a path with their machetes. We're only allowed 1 hour with the gorillas, and the time goes by quickly. Then we retrace our track through the appropriately named impenetrable forest. Along the way, kids show us their gorilla art. We make it back to the saddle with help from the porters. While we eat our lunch, we search for words to describe the amazing experience of standing a few feet away from a 150-pound silverback. In 2017, we returned to the Virunga Mountains, this time in Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park. The experience was much the same as in Uganda, but it reminded us that we are getting older. The trek was arduous, wet and slippery, and we still needed our armed escort. There are about 1,000 mountain gorillas concentrated in this small area divided between 3 countries. We're supposed to stay 20 feet away, but the gorillas never got the memo, and they move around us at will. A silverback weighs an average of 430 pounds. They live in family groups with females, babies, adolescents, and subordinate males. As they look at us, you can't help but wonder what they're thinking. Ethiopia is called the Roof of Africa because the 2 mountain ranges and the Great Rift Valley divide the country from north to south. These mountains are over 14,000 feet. It's one of the few places in Africa where snow regularly falls. The wildlife who live in this rugged landscape are well adapted to this unique place. The gelada is the world's only grazing monkey, living on grass, seeds, flowers, and tubers. The Walia ibex lives only here in the Simeon Mountain National Park at 8 to 14,000 feet. It's endangered, and it's estimated that there are only about 500 left. Across the Great Rift Valley is the Bali Mountains and the Sineti Plateau with an average elevation over 12,000 feet. This otherworldly landscape is home to one of the world's rarest and most endangered canids, the Ethiopian wolf. Unlike other wolves, which will eat almost anything, the Ethiopian wolf only eats giant mole rats and grass rats. Both live only here in the Bali Mountains, and the mole rat is endangered. The Ethiopian wolf is similar in size and build to a coyote. The species' current range is limited to 7 isolated mountain ranges at altitudes between 10 and 15,000 feet, with an estimated population of about 400, with more than half in the Bali Mountains. Another endangered resident of the Bali Mountains, at a slightly lower altitude is the mountain Nyala. An estimated 500 Nyala remain. Major threats are illegal hunting and habitat destruction. Madagascar is one of our favorite places. Our friends, the lemurs of Lemur Island, are always happy to see us, or maybe it's just the treats we bring. But Madagascar's wild places are at risk. Only a few remain. They're mainly remnants of a rainforest that once covered most of the island and is now only a narrow band on the eastern coast. Madagascar separated from Africa 135 million years ago, allowing time for the evolution of plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. There are 9 species of baobab in the world, and 6 of them are only found in Madagascar. The spiny forest in the southwest is the most unique ecosystem in Madagascar. 95% of the flora is endemic. But even here, animals have adapted and make a home in the prickly branches. Over 300 species of birds have been seen, and 60% of them are endemic. The island is home to 2/3 of the world's chameleon species, including the smallest known. Another unusual and endemic reptile are the leaf-tailed geckos. They have the most amazing camouflage. But what we really like are the lemurs. There are officially 103 species and subspecies of lemurs. There are no monkeys on Madagascar, and lemurs evolved to fit their niche in all the varied ecosystems of the island. They range in size from the mouse lemur with a body of about 4 inches long and weighing a little more than an ounce, the world's smallest primate, to the indri with a length of 5 feet from head to toe. Many are nocturnal. The ringtail lemurs sunbathe in the morning to warm up. Many have evolved specialized diets to suit their ecosystem, and there's no disputing that they are just so darn cute. The South Luangwa National Park is in eastern Zambia. It was founded as a game reserve in 1938 and is credited as the home of African ecotourism in the 1950s. The Luangwa River slowly flows through the park, providing one of the greatest diversities of habitat and wildlife, supporting more than 60 species of mammals and over 400 species of birds. To me, this history and the relatively small number of camps means an African experience from those early days. We sat all alone under a tree and watched this leopard eat his lunch for almost a half an hour. In Kenya or Tanzania, we'd have been part of a crowd of 10 or more vehicles stuck on the road with a limited viewing time. Thornycroft's giraffe is only found here in the South Luangwa Valley. This handsome animal is listed as critically endangered. It's estimated that there are less than 550 individuals left in the world. Crawshaw's zebra is also endemic to this valley. You can identify this subspecies by their narrower stripes and the lack of shadow stripes. A much sought after but seldom seen bird species is Pell's fishing owl. This large nocturnal owl is very particular about its environment, and the valley offers the perfect combination of large river with woodland. We get excited whenever we see African wild dogs, and we've always been able to find them in Luangwa. These highly social animals live in packs of 2 to 8 or 9 adults plus pups. They've been on the endangered species list since 1990 due to anthrax and other diseases, loss of habitat, and competition from lions and hyenas. To wrap up this chapter on Africa's rare and unusual species, I had to include this one. The aardwolf is not rare, but is rarely seen. It's a solitary nocturnal hunter who will eat 250,000 termites in a single night. They locate their prey by sound and scent.